enjoy to hear their walks of life, where they're coming from. My favorite part of stand-up is hearing from people that had different backgrounds than me, and they all did, and you're going to hear some fun stuff tonight. So relax, have fun. These are all jokes. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Xavier Washington. Let's hear it for Xavier!
Xavier, keep it together in front of all these white people. Yes, my name is Xavier Washington. I grew up going to school, you know, the alphabetical order. I used to be the last to do everything in class. The last to read in front of class, the last to introduce myself in front of the class. I can actually vividly remember a teacher asking us in elementary to describe ourselves with a word from the first letter of our names. I said X-ray. She looked at me endearing and said, "You can choose something else." And I doubled down. I said X-ray again, because I'm 8. What else do I know? Xylophones? But yeah, going last had its benefits. I mean, X is a cool letter. It's badass. Makes you think of poison, strong alcohol, porn, and cocaine. Well, not cocaine, but we're talking about strong alcohol here, so we gotta be talking about cocaine. No, but it's fun because like going last, you know, you can you go into gym class. And they're climbing up that barn rope. You're seeing all these kids, 40 kids climbing up this barn rope. Yes, I said 40 kids. My school, I refuse to believe anybody in my school got the one-on-one attention they needed. So yeah, I see these 60 kids climb up this rope. And it, you know the rope, the one that goes all the way to the gym ceiling where those ratchet lights hang that the janitors need a mechanical lift to get to change. Yeah, the one that looks like it came from the Titanic. Yeah, I don't know if you're questioning this, but yes, I went to an underfunded public school. That rope. So yeah, the good thing about that Washington is though, when it's time for them to call my name, the bell rings. So what's better than going last? Not going at all. And speaking of letters, I hate how the letter I can't be emphasized in text messages. Your partner texts you and says, "I just finished the laundry," and you're like, "You didn't do the laundry, I did the laundry," but you go to capitalize that I, and it's just a capital I. And you're like, should I lowercase it? That's a difference, right? Or no, I'll write capital EYE. But that's mad confrontational, and you're a bitch, so you just write thanks. I don't want my parents to die, but not for the usual reasons, but of course for those. But I've gone to funerals, and they're a lot. You know, the funeral, the casket, the piece of paper with a 30-year-old version of your dad on it. He doesn't even look like that anymore because he's dead. I just don't see myself being able to navigate that future obstacle. Yes, I see my parents' death as a future obstacle. But like, if I leave the bodies at the morgue, that's their problem now, right? I'm not afraid to die. I mean, either God's gonna kill me or the Kia boys. And I don't know if you heard about this, but it's an internet trend where kids are going around stealing Kias because they're able to be stolen if you have a phone, a USB cord, and a TikTok account. I repeat, if you drive a Kia and see a teenager with a phone, a charger, and a TikTok account, be very wary. Now, the TikTok account part isn't true, but if you're not doing it for internet clout, are you really even a Kia boy? Now, I drive a Kia, so when I heard about this trend, I immediately called into some security shops to get a quote on how much it would cost to get a security system. They said $700. I thought, oh, the Kia boys can have this shit. I think like there has to be another way, and there was a steering wheel lock. I go to Amazon, I buy one, $45, boom, shipped on its way. And during this time, Kia sends out a recall letter saying, your car is being recalled for security concerns. Our rectification, a steering wheel lock. Now, I'm not even mad about the free steering wheel lock when I have one on the way. I'm upset because I feel like my idea shouldn't be their idea. They're $1 billion company. I'm broke. But I wonder also if they called the same security shop and said, oh no, that's too expensive. There has to be a cheaper way. That's been my time. Thank you guys.
Let's hear it one more time for Xavier! Yeah, let him hear it. All right, let's keep this energy and this show going. He has been super fun to listen to. He's got some great ideas, and I think you're going to love him. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Adam. Let's hear it for Adam!
All right. Well, hey, man. It's great to see everyone made it out. Really nice to see you guys. Hope everyone drove here safely. You know, I've got about a 30-minute drive, and that's actually really nice. Gives me that 30 minutes to think, and really appreciate that time. You know, think about work and projects I've got going on at home, maybe dinner, what's going on for dinner, what I'm doing this weekend. But if you leave me alone for about 35 minutes, I get a little weird. And I mean, like, for example, like I think about like how many people in the United States have a third nipple. It's actually like 1 to 5%. It's a decent amount. Plus, it runs in family, so it's a consideration for when you're, you know, thinking about procreating. But like one of the other things is like dinosaur pee. Like, how many times did it have to go through the water cycle? Like, and did it end up in our water? You know, thinking about that, actually, it didn't really. But I would have paid like 20 grand to dig my well even further to get like that Jurassic tap. That would have been sweet. The one that I'm actually thinking about recently, though, is how to unacquire acquaintances. I'm getting older. I don't want to be around a lot of people. So I'm coming up with some ideas. And one of the things I thought about is, well, like kind of oral hygiene and weaponization of it. My first interaction with somebody with just like horrible halitosis was my like 3rd grade reading tutor. She smelled like she was steeped in coffee and nicotine. It was incredible. And looking back at it, like I really regretted it because it really like just hurt my reading scores. Because I didn't want to be anywhere near her. But thinking about it, like, she actually had some shit going on. She, know it or not, she had taken some steps to really have developed a social weapon, a strong one too. So, like, how do you actually cultivate that? 25% of you, and I'm sorry to say, halitosis is a struggle. Yeah, you've got it easy though. For me, I probably have to cultivate it. Thinking about my tutor, I could just really hunker down, start drinking a shit ton of cowboy coffee, smoking Virginia Slims, and eating raw trout. But really, like, for me, I'm thinking of going nuclear. Earmuffs. Like, maybe you're thinking of, like, browsing your best bud's bum. You know what I'm talking about? No? Creatively consuming crack. Asking and requesting for ass cargo at Asslebee's. For those that are still confused, I'm talking about munching butt. There are a measurable amount of people in this room that indulge in butt munching. And it's actually like a really thoughtful way of cultivating that halitosis, that butt breath. So when you think about it, like, but is there etiquette for it? I mean, there's got to be, right? Because you don't just like go over to somebody's house and like dig in. So like, do you actually like have to prep for it? Because I mean, if you're the one digging in, you probably want to talk to your dookie dock master about really like making sure they don't clean out the cargo hold, the crappy cargo hold. So I got my my security notebook here. So like, and you got to plan it too. So like, do you call up your friend and be like, "Hey, Tammy, I was just thinking maybe you could come over tonight and we could maybe get some dinner and I could really nuzzle into your nasty knots." But I mean, if you really commit to this and you have butt breath, you actually will be like blissfully alone in a really short amount of time. Well, that's all I got for you tonight. Thank you very much, everyone.
Let's hear for Adam! One more time for him! We know what he's having for dinner tonight. All right, let's keep the show going here. We got another great comic for you. Someone's been real fun to listen to, some crazy ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jim. Let's hear it for Jim!
All right. Skinny people, make some noise. Not a lot of energy from the skinnies, is there? No, we are cold, we are tired. We've already noticed there's not a lot of exits in this fire hazard of a building. Not the alphas, are we, the skinnies? No, not at all, no. It's not all hiking and heroin, really, for the skinny people. Every body type has its pros and cons. Like even the people who are in their best shape, they have to get up early to get their endorphins. Mine's the snooze bar, just boom, like, oh God, that feels so good. Way better than a jog. If you're about 900 pounds, there's not a lot of pros, more cons. It's heart issues and longevity, and I get that, and I think I found the silver lining. If you're about 900 pounds and you go to the hospital, you need an MRI. If you're too big to get into the machine, do you know what they tell you to do? They tell you to go to the zoo. Humiliating, but how fantastic would that be? Your insurance pays for you to go to the zoo. And you walk right past that ticket counter, right? Do you have a ticket, sir? No, I'm here for a medical procedure. Okay, go right through. You go to the authorized personnel only doors. You're sitting in the waiting room. There's a pregnant rhinoceros. Like, Fiona, I saw you on the news. There's a giraffe right here, and you got to make small talk with a giraffe, and you're like, why do they make you get here on time if they're going to make you wait? That sucks. You know who else is skinny as my dad? Many of you have met my dad. Do you hear what I said? Many of you have met my dad. If you've ever had a 75-year-old Uber driver in West Michigan, that was my dad. For real. There are not many 75-year-old Uber drivers. For a good reason. They talk too much, they suck at driving, and they're not good with technology. My dad once called me, he's like, I'm all over 28th Street. I can't find the App Store. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Dad, now I got to explain that joke to the Android people. Thanks, Dad. I was a little hesitant when he said he wanted to be an Uber driver for obvious reasons, but I think that when he was going through the background check, I was a little nervous, but he made it through the background check with flying colors. I knew he would. If you can bypass the Vietnam War, you can make it through the Uber background check. So let me narrow it down a little bit further for you. First of all, he was way overdressed as an Uber driver, like khaki pants, blue blazer. There's a crest with a country club he's never belonged to right here. He looks like he's ready to pick up Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra is in Grand Rapids, needs an Uber, and is still alive. Dad'll be ready. I remember his first Uber ride. First of all, he called it Uber for the first 3 weeks. He called me up and he's like, Jimmy, I got my first Uber ride. I said, oh, great, Dad. Tell me about it. He said, well, I was downtown buying some slacks. That's how half of his stories start. I was downtown buying some slacks. And I went to go pick up this guy, and wouldn't you know it, he was a gay. Like, Dad, why are you telling me he's gay? That's got nothing to do with the story. I'm just saying he's a nice guy. Your parents ever do that? They say little off-putting things and try to wrap it with a compliment. They're like, your mom and I, we went and bought this new mattress, and this little Latino guy helped us put it on the car, and we took off. Dad, why did you tell me he was Latino? I'm just saying he's a nice guy. That's my time. Thanks, guys.
Let's hear it for Jim one more time. All right, we're about halfway there. This is good stuff. I have enjoyed her a lot. You may have seen her at some open mics around town because she's an overachiever, and she was doing her extra homework and her extra credits, try to pass the class. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jess. Let's hear it for Jess.
Just got to get this out of the way. My sister would tell anybody that I'm prone to injuries. So, a friend told me the other day that girls who are nerds always get hit on by the jocks from their high school. And I told him that isn't true because I've never been hit on by a jock from my high school. And he said, "You were homeschooled." But I don't see why anybody would assume being homeschooled would mean you'd never get hit on by a classmate. Like, y'all remember the Duggar family. But I was totally safe at home because I didn't have a scary older brother, Josh. And my parents wouldn't touch me with a 10-foot pole because they preferred to hit me with a 2-foot board. That's child abuse wordplay. Of course, that means I had to get my sexual abuse from church like normal people. It's brought all new meaning to that hymn, "He touched me." You know, a lot of people ask me what it was like to be homeschooled, and it was honestly exactly like going to a public school. The food was terrible. The lunch lady was mean, especially when I called her the lunch lady. There was a scary guy who offered us drugs. We called him Dad. But my mom was pissed when she found out that my dad gave my sister a joint laced with LSD. She was like, "You cannot give our kids drugs. They have to pay like everybody else." Just like in a public school, the parents and teachers fought a lot. And one of those fights led to a 911 call, a death threat, a SWAT team with big guns surrounding our house, and my dad's gun getting confiscated. See, homeschoolers have school shootings too. I'm sure some of you are wondering if it was okay to laugh at that joke, and it's okay. It's all right. Everything's gonna be fine. I learned that from the negotiator who stood in our driveway with a megaphone that night. He said, "It's okay. It's all right. Everything's gonna be fine." I met cops, paramedics, EMTs. I got a police sticker and a firefighter sticker that night. Because homeschoolers have career days too. You know, in public schools, they murder frogs, and my parents murdered my hamster. Oh, I see how it is. My childhood abuse was hilarious, but all of a sudden it's, "Oh my God, the poor hamster." Fine. You know, just like a public school, my parents never taught me anything. That means I had to spend a lot of time at the library and on the internet teaching myself. Sometimes they didn't even buy me books. But an internet education means that I can say "fuck you" in 3 languages. And I've used that as much as I've used calculus. When my parents actually did buy me books, it was from this super religious curriculum that never included any sex education at all. They were sure that if me and my sisters didn't know anything about sex, we could not end up 16 and pregnant. And they were right. My sister didn't get pregnant until she was 17. Having self-directed my education, I know a lot of really random facts. Like the Field Museum in Chicago has a Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton named Sue. And I think this is really cool because my mom is named Sue. And they're both terrifying cold-blooded creatures that lost their teeth early due to a condition that ate away at their jaw. It was periodontal disease, okay? She never brushed her teeth. She couldn't reach with her little T-Rex arms. Since we're on the topic of parents, my dad's name is Richard, and it's perfect because he's a dick. Actually, my sister called the other day, and she said, Dad went down to Georgia, and I said, was he looking for a soul to steal? And she was like, Jess, this is serious. Grandma's dead, you know, we knew it was coming. She was pretty old and not that good at playing the fiddle. My parents didn't like secular TV. They said it was evil, so they watched a lot of Christian dramas. And there was this one show about these two coworkers who were in love, but they couldn't date because it was against the company policy. So after seasons and seasons of sexual tension, the series finale, they still didn't get together because good Christians don't fuck their coworkers. Good Christians fuck their husband's cousin, and that's how I got my little sister. So I'm going to leave you guys with this. I know we've talked about some tough things tonight, but I truly believe after hearing my stories, y'all are still thinking about the hamster.
Keep it going for Jess! She made you think, didn't she? She made you think a little bit, maybe more than you wanted to. All right, I like this next guy because he's got a great haircut and he's just fun to be around. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for David. Let's hear it for David.
So I used to work from home. My work colleagues were two Great Danes. They are basically the Karens of the animal kingdom. One of our Great Danes is sexist. He likes to bark at all the women that walk by. They're very, very specific barks. You have to know what they sound like. Get a job! Go vote! Our other Great Dane, I think she's joined a gang. She only barks at Blue Jays. So I guess we're bloods for life. Dog math doesn't add up. We have one Great Dane, we get another. You know it's going to be 2 times the vet bill. Somehow it's 3 times the food, and it's 4 times the poop. I do play a game with it, though. I go into my yard, and I play a game. Is this Great Dane poop or T-Rex poop? And you would think it would be easy. You know, the bits of dog chew in it, but it's not. Our one Great Dane, he's very handsome. He's gotten by on life with good looks and 1 brain cell that's very rarely there. Blue is our older Great Dane. He's the sexist one. He's very dumb. He's so dumb that he was chasing butterflies in our backyard and almost blew out his knee. Do you know how expensive it is to get an ACL repair for a Great Dane? So now we just shoot the butterflies. I don't care how it affects, you know, weather in China. Blue is so dumb that he was chasing a laser in the room and he ran through a wall. His head was stuck on the other side, so every time he backed up, his head would get pinched. So I had to sneak down and push a 130-pound Great Dane through the wall, birthing him into my bedroom. Thank goodness he didn't hit a stud, or else that 1 brain cell would be gone. My wife and I, we worked from home during COVID. Sadly, Blue gained to expect this, so when we went back to work, he didn't take it too well. So he started to get a little depressed and anxiety. We would come home and he would destroy the house. He ate a stick of butter, a plate of brownies, a box of batteries. He didn't swallow them. We're good. And then many other times we would come home and we would find the scissors out of the knife block on his dog bed. So we became to be worried that he might be a danger to himself and others. So of course we did the responsible thing as pet owners, and we went to a pet therapist. That is right, a dog therapist. The first prescription that a $125 an hour, twice a week dog therapist gave us was for my wife to sleep with his blanket and his dog toys. So we'd give it to him during the day, and he would have her scent. have you ever woken up with a squeaky toy between your ass cheeks? The second prescription that this therapist gave us was for emotional support gourds. These were tiny pumpkins that we would put in our pockets, and then we would give it to him and put him on his bed so that he could nurture and cherish them and have something to take care of. This worked surprisingly well, but we couldn't keep up with his 3-a-day gourd chewing habit. So of course then we had to do the next responsible thing. We got medicine. The ease at which my dog was able to get mental health drugs compared to me was unfair. One call to his dog therapist, Wellbutrin, Zoloft, Xanax. At one time, my dog and I were on the same 50 milligram Zoloft prescription. I'd go to the pharmacy and pick it up at the same time. Now, as an adult, I know when I go, I have to say my birth date. So I walk up to the counter to get my dog's medicine, and she goes, "Can I have his birth date?" It's for a dog. I can't give you any of this prescription medicine without his birth date. It's for a dog. HIPAA violation. I can't. It's for a dog. Well, how do I know that? His name is Blue Animal Canine Steinmetz. If I actually named my kid that, you should just give me the medicine. The kid needs it. So like everybody else, I walked to the back of the line and I called my wife to get his birth date. Thanks, everybody.
Here for David! Crazy ass dogs. Let's keep that show rolling. You guys have good energy. I like it. I like what's going on here. I like this next guy a lot because I like his beard. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Cody. Let's hear it for Cody!
Hello, everyone. As he pointed out, as many of you can probably see, now that it is in the limelight, I have a very solid beard. It's almost like a Lego piece. You could just, and then plug it into the next person and just be like, "You're a man now, Sally." But, you know, I get a lot of compliments on it. It's all great. It's all good. However, there have been a few cases where it hasn't been as great. So, for example, in high school, you know, for some reason, I didn't go to like a private school or anything. I went to like this public farmer school in the middle of Buffalo, Ohio. Then they had this thing where you just couldn't have a beard. They claimed it was a distraction. And I'm just like, I don't think that's really that distracting, but it was in the list of things along with goth makeup, spike earrings, and feminine shoulders. Like, I just, feminine shoulders, it's just like, guy shoulders, you know, no big deal. Women's shoulders, or young girl shoulders in this case, it's just like, look at my shoulder. And then someone's just like, "Reginald, call the school crier. There's a wench afoot. She's a witch, burn her." Felt like I was going to school in the 1700s. But that's not the only place that it was bad. But actually, almost forgot. The real distraction, let me tell you about this, was making a student who just shaved the night before go down to the principal's office at 7:30 in the morning to miss Algebra 1, which I should not be missing. I am gay, I can't do math. And so it's just like, I'm going down there and I don't know what A plus B equals C, fuck you, I don't know. But then they send me down to shave and with a dollar store razor, single blade. That is the equivalent of cutting down a tree with a butter knife or a rusty spoon. And then they made me use Axe shaving gel. Axe, the company that made sexual harassment a scent. Dark Temptation. Which was also the name of my poetry book when I was closeted. But There's also another point in time where the beard got me in trouble, and that was when I worked in food. Because, a lot of people, when they're younger, they work in food, and I got my first server job, and I didn't have to shave for that one, oddly enough. But when I was a server for the first time, my very first table, I walk up to this woman. I'm assuming it's going to be super easy, just this, middle-aged white woman at Applebee's here to enjoy her dollar margarita and, I don't know, half-price apps or something. And I walk up to the table, and this bitch, she looks at me, and she's like, "Do you have any bombs planted in here? I know how you terrorists or your Muslims are." And I was flabbergasted because I'm just like, how did you know? Was it the beard? Because I wasn't even wearing my classic, terrorist regalia, such as my gay suicide pride cape here. And there's only one thing that a racist white woman, or any racist bitch really, hates more than a terrorist, and that's a gay terrorist. Like, let me go get you a Pepsi, infidel. Can I interest you in some pork chop this evening with apple chutney? I came back and I got a nice tip afterward. I don't know. She was probably afraid that I'd bomb the restaurant. If she gave me $1 tip as kind of that final. But anyway, there's a good situation as well for having this beard. And that's, believe it or not, I'm a gay man, but I'm also in seminary. So I know that's very confusing for a lot of people, including myself. But I blend in well. I look like, John Calvin or some other sort of bearded theologian. And I'm straight passing until I open my mouth. And as someone who has studied the Bible academically, let me tell you, the Jesus story, I relate to it a little bit, because you have a man who is single into his 30s, except for right now. I mean, I do have a boyfriend. He's here tonight. Hi, Ethan. What color jockstrap are you wearing? Do you want to tell the audience? But so yeah, he's single into his 30s, but then he also had a group of 12 male friends who kiss each other sometimes, as well as a best friend who was a prostitute. So, Mary Magdalene, the original beard. That's all my time for tonight.
Here for Cody! That set was a beard sandwich. Started with a beard, ended with a beard. I love it. All right, we got a few more for you. Before we get into the improv, I love these ladies very much. They have been doing some fun stuff in class, and I think you will enjoy them as well. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Rachel. Let's hear it for Rachel.
When I was drunk, I didn't mean to call you that. I can't remember what was said.
So, where are all my single people at? Single people in the audience? Let's hear from you. Couple, 2, 3. Isn't it great to have our freedom? So wonderful. Yeah, I've been single for about 4 years now, and I use a lot of the dating apps. So for you older people that, I'm not making an age joke here, just, the older people, they used to meet people at the bar. And my generation, we don't really do that as much just because, we're lazy. I'll admit it. So, so the dating apps is a lot what my generation does, and it just seems to be so different now, even now, than it was when I was in college, because, you're in college, you're at a party, you're doing a keg stand, for example, and, you meet somebody, start talking, dancing, making out, 3 years later you're married. Too specific, I guess. Okay. So I met some really interesting people on these dating apps, and wow, whoa, I thought I had some baggage. Yikes. One of them, so we go on a date, and we go to this restaurant, and we're getting along okay. His story seemed to be changing about, what his status was, because at first he was divorced, then he was single, then he's like, I'm kind of just separated right now. And so I figured, oh yeah, he's married. That is a total married move. And so we're at the restaurant, and he leans over and he's like, hey, just so you know, we're not on a date, we work together. Like, oh no, you saw somebody. And apparently it was his mother-in-law. Oh yeah, because he quickly gets up and he goes and meets this woman across the bar. They go outside. I never see him again. But, it wasn't all bad, because the servers at the restaurant, they felt bad for me, so my drinks were free all night. Yay, pity drinks. Love it. So I went on another date with somebody, because I'll look at the dating apps and I'll be on them, and then I'll take like a month off, just because, God, I can only handle so much. And I met this other guy, and we made a date, and I was like, kind of like iffy about it. You just get a feeling, And so I get to the restaurant, and apparently he got there early and pre-gamed. Yeah, apparently he had 1 or 7 drinks getting ready for the date. And he was out of control. He was like yelling at the TV that wasn't even on. And so I stayed for like 10 minutes, and I was like, oh, oof, it's, 4:30 in the afternoon. I got an early morning. So, but it gets better. Gets better. The next day, he sends me a text message. Now, I figure after last night's date, it was going to be, hey, I'm sorry, I embarrassed myself. I shouldn't have drank that much. Oh, no. No. He was like, you seem a little bit uptight. Yeah, oh. Yeah, I have the problem. Sure. But, I have met some really nice people on dating apps. I remember meeting one guy. We hit it off, really nice. We're talking, and, really level-headed, smart, nerdy, perfect, my trifecta. And so we go out to dinner, and we're talking. I knew he was divorced. He told me he had 3 kids. Hey, that's great. I have no problem with that. I'm divorced, so I can't really be hypocritical about it, but West Michigan, we kind of got the lock on hypocrisy here sometimes. Another story. So he's showing me pictures of his kids, and, he's swiping his phone and showing me pictures, and they're all adorable, and I'm just like, oh, you're so sweet. And he comes to a picture with it's himself and his 3 kids and his ex, which that did not bother me. What really bothered me was his ex and I, we could have been twins. That is some eerie Twilight Zone level shit there. Sorry, stuff, earmuffs. So seeing this, and I can't resist the opportunity to make a joke out of it, because that's what I do, amateur comedian. I was like, there would be one advantage of dating me. If we get together, you won't have to change any of the pictures in your house. So, thank you very much. My name is Rachel. Thank you very much.
All right, we have got one more comic for you. Are you ready for your last comic? She's a blast. She's going to come at you from left field. That's why we love her. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Betsy. Let's hear it for Betsy!
Beauty can be said. You're proof of that. When the damage is done, you're damaged.
Hello, everybody. I have a song about me, and if you'd like to sing along, please join to the tune of the ABC song. ADHD, CPTSD, EMDR, Vitamin D3 helps with SAD. BINGO wants TREATs. Still not an MRS, no BS, TMI, TGIF, LOL. Next time sing with Bet-C. So, recently in the news, we heard about balloons that have been flying over our country, balloons that we didn't recognize, high balloons, and our military has shot most of them, I think, out of the sky. What they didn't know, though, are some particular balloons that came down with some interesting inhabitants. Like, one balloon was shot down, and in the balloon was, little did they know, Toto, Dorothy, and the Wizard of Oz, and the wizard. So, Dorothy said, "This is the worst fucking nightmare I've ever had." Toto said, "It's a good thing I know how to doggy paddle." And the wizard said, "Pay no attention to that man falling from the sky." There was another one that was shot down by our military. This was a full-size house, a cranky old man, a chubby Boy Scout, and a very strange-looking bird. And also, last but not least, what was shot down was a baby in a blanket, tied up in a blanket, a blue blanket, a baby boy. And up above was a very freaked out, pissed off stork. Yes. So, also, I wanted to give you just talk a little bit about my dating life, online dating. Oh boy, it's a treat. You never know who you're gonna get and who you're gonna meet. Sounds like lyrics to a song or something. I went out with a guy who was kind of good looking. We met for dinner, and he seemed like he was high. He was a little odd, and he ate a lot of food, and he talked about his son, who he said that he gave CBD oil to on a regular basis for various ailments. And I'm like, that's good. I don't know what that is. Back then I didn't, I do now. And I thought it would be fun to see him again, and so that week afterwards, we were texting back and forth, and he said something like, "It would be nice to meet you." That was it. So we just left in the middle of the sentence, and I think that his wife looked over his shoulder. That's what I think happened. There was another guy I met at the Wealthy Bakery for coffee. When I walked in, I thought he was a different guy. I was doing that serial dating thing, so I was excited about seeing the guy that I thought he was supposed to be. And then when I saw this guy, I'm sure he saw my face just go, oh. Anyway, poor guy. He had a bow tie and very thick glasses, and he lived in his mother's basement. Seriously. And so he was a dork. Anyway, but the one that I'd like to tell you about before I go is the guy that wanted to meet me at Schuler Books, and he wanted me to text him when I was there and give him some clues about where I was so he could find me, like a treasure hunt. So after about 2 clues, I left, and he's probably still looking for me. That's all I got.
I took off in the dead of night.
All right, let's hear it for Betsy.
Before I did,
Let's hear for all those comics. They came out here. They did something they were scared to do a few weeks ago, and they got on the stage and they did it. So round of applause for them and doing their thing. It was seriously an honor to help them with their jokes and listen to their perspectives and go through the class with them. So that is one of the great joys we have here. We like performing. We like making y'all laugh, but these classes are really something special. We like to build up our community, and watch people come through is one of my favorite things, and I know for Joe and Kristen it's the same thing. But we don't just teach stand-up. We teach other things as well. So without further ado, let's get Shane and our Improv One group out here. Here's Shane!
My name is Shane, and over the last 8 weeks, I've had the pleasure of working with some of the Prep 1 students, so I would like you to now meet them. Let's bring out ice picks and fingertips. Over the last few weeks, we worked on everything from simple things like the yes and mechanic and agreement to making positive choices and developing characters in the moment. And we're going to see a lot of that today. But to get started, we're actually going to start with a game called Hey Waiter. Thank you very much, Eric. All right, so throughout the course of the meeting, I'll tell you, we're going to need some suggestions. I'll start there first. So if I ask you for a color, you would say? Yellow. Yeah, exactly. And if I ask you for a location you wouldn't want to take a date, you would say? Say that again? Yeah, okay, that. So this game is called Hey Waiter, and we're going to find something in our soup that probably doesn't belong there, like dentures. Dentures. Hey waiter, there's dentures in my soup.
Does it seem a little chewy?
Hey waiter, there's dentures in my soup.
Is there a false taste to it?
I must have misrung it. It's all gummed up.
That's the best way to get oral, B.
Okay, what's another what's another word?
Lighter fluid.
Technically maybe 2 words, but we'll use it. Hey waiter, there's lighter fluid in my soup.
What, is it too hot for you?
Oh, come on, buddy, it's a gas.
There's a little safety to it.
All right, what's another word? Vent. Vent? Yeah. Hey waiter, there's a vent in my soup.
Just had to give it some room to breathe.
That's actually self-blowing soup.
You did order the vent soup.
Oh no, look out, John McClane's coming through.
All right, yeah. I love a good Bruce Willis reference, so thank you for that. All right, this next game is going to be for Audrey and James. This game is called New Choice. You see, because even though all this is made up on the spot, sometimes we might want to hear something different. So at some time during this scene, if I ring the bell and say New Choice, one of our performers, Audrey or James, are going to say something different. Okay? So if we're, for example, at a mechanic shop and James says,
I swear to God, the flywheel worked when I got it.
New Choice.
You put the gas in here, and up front is, I think, where the spark plugs go.
Yeah, so something like that, and we would see exactly where the spark plugs are supposed to go. And Audrey might respond about the manual or something, we don't know. But so to get this game started, what is a project that 2 people might be working on?
Painting a closet.
Painting.
Closet.
Painting a closet, whatever that means to you.
Okay, we got the cut bucket. You got to get a angle sash brush. Now, when you kick in, we're gonna run this first. We've got it all taped off. Okay. So what we want to do is you dip the brush first, and you don't want to. Don't dip the brush, and then when you take it, you put a light coat on it. Sideways. Yeah. Sideways here. Okay. Push it in there.
Okay.
And then pull it across.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that gorgeous?
You want pink?
New choice.
You want neon yellow?
Well, of course.
I
mean, as soon as we walk in, check this out, it's gonna pop because the walls are going to be an eggplant purple. With this border, it's gonna be gorgeous.
Okay, and we've got that sign too that says rave.
Yes. And then we can put the speakers back here.
New choice.
Okay, well, I don't know if we should do speakers. Maybe we should do like Motorhead and put the entire Marshall stack all the way across.
New choice.
Maybe if we use this little tiny amp right here, we can get it just enough to hit the first 4 rows.
Yes, and then the disco ball.
Oh, yeah, I mean, come on. Everything better with disco.
I'm just wondering how many people are going to fit in this closet.
I'm just
thinking we should probably mark the capacity as 147.
Good choice.
I'm just thinking that we shouldn't invite anybody here ever.
Well, that sounds about par for the course. This is a three-person disco.
I think also maybe I'll just like hang my clothes.
Well, yeah, but it's going to ruin the ambiance. I mean, this is a classy club. Yeah, that'll be great, because that way when we're dancing and we want to do a montage, it's just right there.
I'm only gonna hang on bell bottoms, so I mean, it's just it meets the whole ambiance, the neon, the disco ball, the music you have.
Yeah, we're probably going to have to change the music, though.
Well, are you thinking we should change it to rap?
Good choice.
Are you thinking we should change it to block?
Good choice.
Are you thinking that we should maybe just have audiobooks instead of music?
I think it should be all Sousa all the time.
All right, this next game is called 137, and I need Eric, Dorian, and Jason. Clap them on, yeah! All right, the way this game works is Eric, Dorian, and Jason are each going to have a limited number of words to use per sentence, okay? So they either get 1, 3, or 7. So how many words do we want Dorian to use?
3.
1, 3, or 7 are the options, just to get back level set. 3 is the number that I heard loudest that falls in that range. Okay, and then how many words do we want Eric to use? 1. 1. Say that again. Go. 1. Go ahead. We'll go with more. We'll go with more. Okay. And then that leaves Jason with 7. So to review, Dorian has 3. And he's going to use his fingers to count it out so we can all keep him honest. Eric has 1, and Jason has 7. And so we'll get back to that in a second because we need to establish a location. Where is this scene happening? Something that could fit on the stage.
Taxidermy shop.
Oh, a taxidermy shop. Okay, let's set that scene for you at the taxidermy shop.
Right over here is a scene of taxidermized squirrels in tableau. It looks like a formal dinner party. There's a tiny table, there's a top hat, there are all sorts of, there's like a wait staff. It's encased in glass here at the taxidermy office.
All surrounding it is a glass case that goes like this, and it's full of rabid red squirrels that are taxidermied, and they're at the taxidermy shop.
And then up here is a shelf full of jars of various sizes and liquids that nobody knows what's in them.
Just ordering everything.
Good.
I can continue.
Tom.
You want this one?
What the heck is going on here?
Nothing. It's just animals.
Be very careful with that stuff there. Do not spill it like last time. That right there, I said, leave alone.
Drink it.
Last time you drank it, ER.
Thanks for telling.
Well, let me show you guys these squirrels.
Dinner.
Not this time, because I am eating.
Pat?
You can pet because they're dead.
Not always the type of pet you want to be petting, but in this case, I guess it's okay. All right, our next game is called Foursquare. And for this game, we need John, Kelly, Rich, and Grace. That's right, we didn't just work on the basics of improv, we also worked on geometry. So this is our square, and what's going to happen is we're going to see 4 different scenes play out right in front of us, and we're going to transition through them, rotating clockwise whenever I say switch and hit the bell, okay? So we're going to leave it to each of our performers to get a suggestion.
Okay. So what's the type of appointment that you guys might make? Dental.
Switch.
Something you might find in your car.
Trash.
Switch.
Something a clean person might find in their car. I heard salt.
What is a gift that you were hoping to get recently that you didn't get for Christmas?
A house. Toilet paper. Ferrari. A Ferrari.
A new phone.
New phone?
Switch. We'll go ahead and review.
Dental.
Trash.
Salt. New phone.
And we'll start with new phone.
It has buttons on it.
It's so I can call people.
No, but this has actual buttons.
Yeah,
on it.
how else is Dad gonna call people, sweetheart?
Well.
Daddy uses the numbers to call a human.
Okay, let's look at this one.
How does, that's not even, it's just there's just glass there.
I know, isn't it sleek?
How am I gonna call a human, sweetheart?
Yeah. Just, you can even say, hey, call this person, and it will just do it for you.
What?
Yeah. My tooth really hurts. Like the back molar. Weird. The microwave's kind of on the fritz. The popcorn all didn't pop. It might have been from that this morning.
Yeah. Well, can you take me to the dentist, I guess? I don't think I can drive. I feel really weird.
Maybe later?
It hurts.
Well, if you take these now, and I'll be back in like 4 or 5 hours, and I can take you then.
I haven't seen it.
Well, look a little closer.
Been here all day.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to really get to the bottom of things,
Just, like the dump's gonna close soon.
Yeah, I know. That guy's been circling us, but man, I really need this Barbie doll,
I understand, but couldn't we just buy a new one?
No.
Well, Ebert, now the blizzard's coming.
Third one this week.
Third one this week. This one's a nor'easter.
Beginning to think we're the only ones left.
Dear God, I hadn't thought of that.
I just wanted to say, you really embarrassed me at the new phone store yesterday, and I've been thinking about it all morning. You really embarrassed me, and you didn't even get a new phone.
That's because this one is perfect.
It's broken.
No, you just like this, and then.
How's your tooth doing?
What kind of drug did you give me?
The ones, right?
I think we're gonna skip the dentist. We're gonna go straight to the emergency room.
Listen, we can't find it. Your daughter's going to be disappointed, but we should just consider just buying another one.
But it's Princess Buttercup Barbie doll.
Do you think?
We'll never find another one like that. I think it was like a limited edition.
I mean, you know, we have all these other doll parts we found.
3 weeks, Ebert. It's been 3 weeks. Haven't seen a soul. It's so cold.
I can give you back your coat.
No, please keep it. One of us needs to survive, and that should be you.
If that's the case, we should probably choose who we're going to eat and who's going to get the coat. Because you eating my leg like this and me staying warm seems
I thought it was
counterproductive.
fair. You get the coat, I get to eat.
In the moment, it was.
Hey, I sold that wall phone on eBay.
You sold
$400.
Well, how do I call other humans, sweetheart?
The new phone store, it's still there. I'm not gonna go with you this time, but you can have this. You can have half, $200. Like a charger or something. So.
You can't even get a month of service for $200.
How you doing?
Not good. I mean, it's missing a leg, but.
You don't notice. We have the T-Rex leg. We can use
Oh,
that.
Francis! I'm sorry, Ebert. It's my time.
What do you want for your last meal? My fingers or my toes?
If I could go pinky toe and ring finger.
All right, this next game is called Law and Order, and for it, we need Detective Grace and Detective Jason to take the stage. These detectives are gonna get, yeah, you can clap them on, heck yeah. These detectives are gonna help us solve a recent murder, okay? But unfortunately, they're gonna have to interview some witnesses to find out the answers. And for that, we're gonna bring them out in a second. So let's go ahead and ask our detectives to leave and go file paperwork, and they'll come back and join us in a minute. All right, let's bring out our witnesses. For that, we've got Rich, James, and Audrey. So the way this is going to work is that we're going to get somebody that got murdered, how they did it, and the person that did the murder, okay? And when the detectives come back, they're going to try and interview the witnesses and get to the bottom of the murder. And if they're close, I want you to do the poetry kind of snaps thing, right? And cheer them on, of course, if they nail it. So who is a celebrity? It could be from fiction or it could be from recent history.
Cocaine Bear.
Harry Potter is the first one I heard. So Harry Potter's the one that got murdered. And they died in a way that wasn't like a typical murder. It wasn't a knife or a gun. How did they die?
Cocaine Bear.
I heard Cocaine Bear. And who was it that unleashed this Cocaine Bear on them? A little more famous of a toddler, perhaps. Is it who?
Honey Boo Boo.
I heard Oscar the Grouch. Oscar the Grouch unleashed Cocaine Bear on Harry Potter. Okay. All right. So we're gonna bring the witnesses in one at a time. But you guys can go ahead and leave. And to get started, let's get our detectives back in here. So detectives, come back in here. Stop the case. Yeah, come on. All right, this first witness saw who got killed. So whenever you're ready, detectives, go ahead and call your first witness.
He's
saw who got killed?
Who got killed? Yeah, the victim.
Come on in. Oh.
There we go.
Hey. Can I get you anything to eat, drink?
Not a great treats. I'd go for a butterbeer.
Okay, yeah. That'll get that.
How'd you get here?
I got on the train. I took the train from the station.
What city? Did you come out of?
Just a little town in the countryside. I had to get to London to get to the train station.
London?
The very same.
What do you like to do for fun?
I'm in school a lot most of the time.
School?
Yeah.
In London?
No, I took the train from London to get here. But my school, it's a big academy. Lots of really prestigious students graduate from.
Prestige. Brag.
Are you trying to brag?
I'm not trying. Trying to brag.
How tall was this person?
Tall enough to ride a broom.
Ride a broom in London? School? Prestigious?
Slam!
I know we were getting hotter, but I think the person that was killed was Harry Potter.
I was in the broom closet.
The next witness is ready. They saw how the person got killed.
How the person got killed?
Yeah.
Would you come out, please?
I will.
Hi.
This
How are
has
you?
just been an action-packed day.
Oh my gosh. What do you mean?
It's a day made for Hollywood, honestly.
Made for
Hollywood?
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously tragic.
Is it newer Hollywood or older Hollywood days?
This is something that would be the newest thing. I mean,
The newest
the
thing?
hottest, newest thing you could think of.
The hottest, newest thing you could think of, or I could think of,
That I could
or
think
she
of.
could think of.
That I could think of.
So you came here from Hollywood today?
Yeah, I mean, I just saw the craziest.
Just tell us the truth!
It was hairy and honestly seemed drugged up.
Too drugged up?
Too drugged up, and like this sort of beast shouldn't have been in that sort of trouble.
Jeez. Well, we do have a drug problem here. Not with the green drugs, but more the pills and the powders.
I mean, the murderer just unleashed it, and it had a mind of its own.
Dang. Well,
Chased him off a tree.
what tree?
No slam.
What tree? What kind
In Hollywood!
I mean, yes.
Dust?
I could hardly bear to watch it, but.
I think that we've been getting there, but I do believe Harry Potter was killed by a cocaine bear.
Yeah, the last witness should be ready. They saw who did the murder.
Who did the murder? This way?
Hey,
Big broom closet.
how are ya? You thirsty, hungry? What can I get ya?
No, it's all good, it's all good.
All right.
Where are you coming from?
Look, homie, are you asking me questions or you think I did it? Yeah, I've been living on the street.
I heard you're a witness to something.
So why you coming at me all out of pocket, buddy?
Just I want to know the facts.
the facts are, I've been living on this street for a long, long time. and at the bottom of the stairs, and it's too flat, right on the side, there's a bunch of garbage cans and stuff. And your hitter, I seen him around before. Your hitter was hiding back there. That's all I'm saying.
Behind the dumpsters.
I didn't say dumpsters, homie. I just said at the bottom of the too flat. It's not too far from the store, the general store. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't go mess with this cat. You know why?
Why?
Because he hates everything. And I'm talking everything. There's not one thing in this whole world that man does not hate.
Not one thing?
Not one. Oh, no, wait. There's one thing he likes. There's one thing he likes. It's kind of scary to talk about. He knows where I live, so you know, maybe I didn't see nothing.
Well, witness.
Look, there's been a missing person on the street for almost 6 years. Has anybody found him? No. Everybody's been looking for him, but nobody found him.
That's in the room next to us there.
Well, you really want to know the one thing? The one thing?
Yes.
Tell us the one thing.
Trash.
He's trash.
No, he likes trash.
Slam! Once you sit up, you're starting to slouch. Is this Oscar the Grouch?
All right, I would like to invite everybody, all of Ice Picks and Fingertips, to come back out for this last game. This game is called Freeze, and the way it works is we're going to have two people out here doing a scene, and after a couple lines, I'm going to hit the bell and yell freeze and invite somebody else to come up, but they have to take the exact same physical position of a person that they're going to tap out. And then we're going to see a scene that's about something completely different, most likely. So to get started, let's get two performers out here. There we go. And we're going to just ask them to kind of move around until you tell them to stop. Okay? Stop! That wasn't them, but that's okay. What is John holding in his hand? Ice cream? I heard ice cream. This is Freeze. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
And your mother said we wouldn't have fun this weekend.
Freeze! Eric.
I don't know why you're looking at me like that. Because you're looking at me, not the way you usually look at me anymore.
Like that?
Oh, you used to give me a little more of a... more of a scowl.
Squinty scowl?
Yeah, I like it like that. I like it like more squinty. Like Popeye.
So screw up the face like this.
Yeah.
And then one eye a little squinty, the other one pretty well.
The other one, though.
Freeze! Audrey.
I think that's a jet plane.
That's actually a flying human.
Oh my gosh, do you
I'm
think
fairly
that
certain.
they got bitten by that radioactive spider they've been talking about on the news?
Yeah, I would say that that's highly unlikely because spiders don't fly.
But I mean, I see a spider over there, so I think you should probably watch out before you get bitten.
Yeah.
I mean, don't approach it. I mean, you might want
Oh, move away.
to move away.
Freeze! Dorian.
Excellent job.
teacher, so it's not for nothing.
I'm impressed with your talent, and I hope I learn something about you.
I hope the client is happy too. She looks. Is she still alive? No?
I can't wait. I can't wait till we can work on real people.
Grace! Grace!
I guess I didn't really think planks were real.
Planks aren't real.
I can swim. I just not with my hands tied behind my back. Can you just loosen them up?
I see what you tried to do. I think I'm not smart enough to understand what you tried to do.
It's not like I would dive anymore. There's no bounce to it. I think I'm just gonna come back in the boat.
If you need water, I can just give you a glass of water.
Sure.
Here you go.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then let's do a heel ball kick, change, heel ball kick, change. No, wait. That's my left foot. Which foot is that? That's my. Okay, so. Okay, so we're gonna try grapevine. Ready? What? So it's crossover, and whatever you do, don't go another 6 inches off there, because that's about 12 feet down. It's gonna suck when you land. Okay, so ready? Okay, when we go there, there's a trap door at the end. So we count to 7. Don't go in that one. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no! I guess I won't be doing that one. Okay, maybe you can show me a safe move, because apparently that one doesn't work.
I know this one.
Please.
Kelly.
Okay. And then I kick.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, then I'll duck. And then cross over with the right cross. And as I come up.
But Dad.
Sorry. Cross. That's a cross.
Okay.
That was a jab.
I'll get the boxing gloves.
The plug on gloves. Okay. Now, whatever you do, when you do the kick, right, that was a mule kick, right?
Yeah.
So then you step up, and then you do.
Freeze.
Rich.
You got to start the lawnmower.
Oh,
yes. It's a big lawn, man. Big lawn.
It's a cool dance move too. Ready?
I'm paying you by the hour, but I expect you to be efficient.
Look at the style, buddy. Look at the style. Ha. And then when you, okay, you can just edge or you can edge. All
Let's also get stand up one-on-one.
You guys can stand up here.
Stay out here. Come on back down. Oh, yeah. One more round of applause for all of our students. Just a quick reminder so you guys know you can take these classes too. We do sketch comedy, we do stand-up, we do improv, and they had like full 6 classes this term, so that was super, super fun. There's another showcase later tonight. We're announcing in the next couple of weeks what those classes are, so watch our website, sign up for the newsletter. Those are great ways to find out about that. And also, it will start at the end of April, so that's when our next semester starts. So, we have some fun certificates for our graduates here who made it all the way to the end. This one's for Jessica. A round of applause for Jessica. Kim's wife got one too, because she signed him up. Audrey! whether you got this class for them, as I know a lot of people did. You're part of the support community that allowed them to try something new, and they did, and as you can see, they killed it. So that was awesome. We have another round of classes coming up here for another showcase at 7 o'clock. So just stay in your seats. We will come check you out right where you are, you guys. Thanks so much for coming to the Comedy Project. You guys have a good night. Thank you.